Hey, peace world. I don't know if I'm gonna put this up on Pay Me No Mind, Sports and Entertainment on the YouTube channel, or just keep it here at Bite Down Boxing on the gram, on Instagram. But my name is Wood. Hey, check me out at overtimeheroics.net, roundbyroundboxing.com, bitedownboxing.com, sometimes even over at womenofboxing.com. That's all just written material, articles, and whatnot. Sometimes interviews. Man, I just walked up these stairs 3 times really quickly. I'm tired. I usually don't give the sources for other people's podcasts. I don't shout out other people's podcasts, but for personal reasons. But yesterday I hear Stephen Breadman Edwards on, it was all over Twitter, on the Talkbox podcast. I guess that's sponsored by Everlast and hosted by Michael Woodsy, I believe is his name. I know last name, maybe it's just Michael Woods, I'm sorry. But everybody calls him Woodsy, as I'm called Wood. I don't know what to take away from what I heard. I saw some people saying that, Breadman didn't do right by J-Rock. He's blaming it on J-Rock. He's trying to save face with the boxing media, which Breadman is kind of a part of the media in some regards. In his opinion, especially with the win over Jared Hurd, his opinion is carries a lot of weight. He's a student of the game. He's in a great fight city. He's in the gyms and whatnot. He's in negotiations with big fights. He's been in world class. He's been in the corner or chief second in world class fights and whatnot. Several. So when he speaks, people listen. He never returns my third text. He might say what's up, but I can't never get my third text when I'm really trying to get to what I need. I don't get my answer on that one. But that's neither here nor there. I can't say I can't say that it's totally innocuous, like it's nothing here to take from it. And one thing, if him and Julian are great with whatever he said and move on, because he also tweeted that Jason Rosario was the better fighter. And then I think he just came back and added to that until we beat him, he's the better fighter. He said a couple of things. But like I said, I don't know if all of it is just, it's no big deal, it's no smoke, no fire. And I'm gonna say it because of this. One thing he said, he kind of hinted at, is that J-Rock experienced some kind of illness or was sick, the last week or so, or the final parts of the preparation. He said he wouldn't confirm it. He said maybe when they come back and take care of business, maybe J-Rock can speak to that. So he threw that out there. He said screw all the BS. J-Rock should beat him. He should wipe the floor with him. He said there's nothing in my mind that changes that belief. He should destroy this kid. So we say that, but at the same time, we're being told how good of a fighter the guy was and what he could do, and that he was a real fighter, and that he was, it was praise being heaped on Jason Rosario. But he was emphatic on the podcast. He said it a few times that, Julian should still, box circles around and break down and destroy this guy. I'm not going to get into the contradiction in some of that. I mean, this is a guy processing a big loss, an embarrassing loss. Your guy gets wiped out in 5 rounds? And he is, but let me cut to the chase. I didn't really have a problem with much of what was being said. But where I think the truth lies, and where what his thoughts are moving forward with his fighter, he mentioned Nathaniel Gallimore he said that Nathaniel Gallimore said a lot of stuff before the fight with J-Rock. And I know that firsthand because I had Nathaniel Gallimore. It's a podcast out there somewhere. I'm going to see if I can find a link when I was just doing an audio only over at Talk Loud Radio. You might be able to find search Talk Loud Radio and find it. But they've changed the name to that. But I'm going to see if I can find a link. Nathaniel Gallimore was like, it was a title eliminator, and he was like, I'm coming to eliminate, N-A-T-E for Nathaniel Gallimore. I'm coming to eliminate Julian Williams. He's soft. He's this. He's that. I'm a stomp on him. I'm a destroy him. That's what he told me. He said that in other outlets too. But Breadman said, when you talk like, he said, it kind of cursed his whole career. He said, because ever since he said that and we beat him, he said all he does is keep losing. All he's done has kept losing. He loses every fight he's in now. Okay. Astute observation. Fast forward here to this situation. I said this in my post-fight write-up, I think. Maybe Julian, with all of the attention on him, having to talk more, he's in the whole city, he's the whole city fighter, he's the hometown fighter, it's his homecoming. Maybe he had to do more talking and be more accessible than what he's comfortable with. Maybe he had to lead the selling of the fight on a level that he's not comfortable with. But he said some things too. He put some stuff up in the air too. He said, he was like, on one of the pieces, the press releases or the post, the media workout, he said, look at him over there. He just smiling and he just happy to be here. And then in another comment, he said, I'm gonna walk all over him. This isn't the same guy that was in Fairfax, Virginia for the week, living in the crack motel or whatever it was. This isn't the same guy who had to say very little while in Virginia getting ready to pull off his coup d'etat and take two of the belts, the super welterweight belts from Jared Hurd. He was speaking pretty forward, pretty flagrant, pretty spicy, saucy, whatever it is. No, but he was saying, making the strong comments, and then we get into the second round and things fall apart for J-Rock. Lastly, Brad goes on. Woodsy asked him, do you have concerns? This is him being stopped 2 times. Do you have concerns about your fighter? And Brad just said, we're going to have to talk through this, have to get in camp and see what's going on, how he's leading. But he was adamant that he can come back from this. Plenty of fighters have been stopped more than twice or stopped twice and went on and went on and on. So, but I thought it was an honest interview. And like I said, if he can say all of this and there's no issue between him and J-Rock, that's indicative of the strength of their bond, and that's great for them. I like them as a team, so I hope they carry on. But we just don't know what happened here. We just don't know what happened. Hey, I've already rambled about a minute and a half too long. Like I said, my name is Wood. Please check me out at all the places I mentioned earlier. If this is up anywhere, like it. Peace. Don't let them count you out.